All right, Janessa, this is a real quick review of a calculator before we get started on our 8.2 notes. So in 8.1, we started talking about exponents. That'd be like 5 to the third power with that little 3. Anytime we want to square anything, 4 squared, 9 squared, 100 squared, the squared button is right here. So if I hit 9 and then I hit the squared, it would put a little 2 right there. I hit enter, it would say 81 because we know that that's 9 times 9 really. So what if I have something bigger than a squared? If I want to do 5 cubed. So I type in my 5 and then you hit the button that we call the caret button. It is this button right here above division. When you hit that, your little cursor will bounce up to the exponent spot. And you type in 3, hit enter, and it'll say 125. So I just want to make sure you knew where that caret button is, because that will be your friend. All right, flip over to your notes, your 8.2 notes. And if you get your calculator out and you type in 2 to the 0 power, you're going to get a 1. 2 to the first power will be 2. 2 squared is really just 2 times 2, which we know is 4. 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. 2 to the fourth, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That would be 8, and then one more, 16. The last one is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 32. So you can type all those in your calculator, 2 to the 5th, and you'll get 32. I just want to show that this doesn't count. It's not 2, 4, 6, 8. It's 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. It like doubles every time. So we are going to talk for just a minute about zero exponents. If you have any number or variable with the exponent of 0, it equals 1, period, and or always. Anytime there's a 0 in the exponent. So I have 100 to the 0 power right here. Well, anything to the 0 power is 1. I have k to the 0. It doesn't matter that it's a letter. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Here I have a fraction to the 0 power, but it doesn't matter because anything to the 0 power is 1. Here I have another variable. I have a w to the 0 power. Well, it doesn't matter because anything to the 0 power is 1. And here I have 2,563 to the 0 power, but anything to the 0 power always equals 1. Know that, memorize that, embrace it. Now we're going to talk about negative exponents. Right here is an example of a negative exponent. I have a big base number or letter, and there's a negative. What you need to remember about negative exponents is that negative exponents are illegal. And we like to tell a story with some exponents. So if you go somewhere with a negative exponent, and you got an ugly attitude, a negative attitude, negative exponent, then you have to move to the bottom of the fraction. I like to call it the basement. You have to move to the basement so it can make positive choices. So I'll do some examples to show you. So I have this 4 to the negative 5. First things first, I'm going to make it a fraction. All right, so I'm going to circle the part that's being bad. 4 to the negative 5 is being bad. So that means if it wants to be positive, it has to go to the basement or the bottom of the fraction. So if I move the 4 down here, I get to make the 5 positive. And we always know when we have fractions, we have to use a space filler if one of the parts doesn't have it. So we just put a 1 up top. So 4 to the negative 5 is an illegal answer. The legal answer would really be 1 over 4 to the 5th. It's the same thing with this G negative 2. It's being nasty, so we got to send it to the basement. He goes to the bottom of the fraction. I fill it in with the top one. 3 to the negative 9th. Well, they're being nasty, so I'm going to send them to the basement and make them positive. M to the 3rd, same thing. He's being nasty. He has to go to the basement to be positive. All right? But when we have these next examples, there's more than just one little number in them. We only move the base to the basement when it has a negative exponent. If there's no negative exponent, it gets to stay where it is. It's already being good. So let's look here at this. So I'm going to circle the part that's being bad. It's just the Z and the negative 5. That 8 is not being bad. He's just an 8. So when Mama comes in and she's mad, the 8 gets to stay where he is because he wasn't being a brat, but the Z to the negative 5 has to go downstairs to the basement. And he becomes positive down there. Let's look at the next one. That 7 to the negative 2 is the only illegal part. The W and the V don't have an exponent, so they just get to stay right here where they are, but the 7 has to go to the basement to learn to be positive. When I look at this one, this is the only part that has that negative exponent. So the 10B get to stay where they want to be, and the C has to go down to the basement with its exponent. Let's do one more practice of this. So the only thing that's negative is the X negative 7. That means everyone else has to stay where they are. The 3 stays on top, the 4y squared stay on bottom, and it's just this X to the 7th that has to move downstairs. All right, on this last page, I want you just to answer 1 through 6 using your calculator. 4, caret 3, and then, so that's what I need you to do, 1 through 6, just type it straight into your calculator. For the bottom half of this, I'm going to walk through 2 of them with you, and then I'll let you do the rest of the paper yourself. So in number 7, I can see that V negative 3 are the bad ones. So the 7U to the 3rd, they didn't do anything wrong. They're just standing there. They get to stay where they are, and the V to the 3 has to move to the basement. This next one, I got my 4, he gets to stay where he is, but my M and my N are both making bad choices and have to go spend time in the basement. I would like for you to finish 9, 10, 11, 12, I can't count. 16 of them. So do all 16 except the ones I've already done and turn it into me or post it on Google Classroom so I can see it. Thank you.